K Originals. Welcome to my studio. This is my office and my lounge area for customers and friends who come to visit and have tea. I'm proud to say I decorated it myself. I made the curtains and I even did a chair over and repainted the cabinet. I bought most of this furniture at a second-hand shop, so it was kind of a fun thing to do. I also dabble a little bit with vintage clothing, and I made this hat from scratch with antique flowers and lace and ribbon. I also like to design jackets. And this is trimmed with antique and vintage trims. I thought it looked really neat with cowboy boots. And I put a vintage pin on each piece. And this is my workshop. I did a lot of crafts as a kid, but my basic background is technical illustration. I did three-dimensional drawings for catalogs, and I worked for a patent attorney for a number of years. In 1988, I went back to Manchester Community College to take art classes. And the first classes I took were illustration, where we had to do a story. And that one's my sister and I having the garden, tea party in a garden with an invisible rabbit. I'd love to have a garden like that someday. And I had to do a space story. And that was my first time doing anything in color. I was used to doing a lot of black and white for the illustrations I did. Then I took oil painting. And this is called Connecticut Housewife, where you're both a mother and a mistress to your husband. It had to have a theme, and that's the one I picked. After that, I took sculpture, and we had to sculpt our own head. And that was a 9-week sculpting class. And we were supposed to cast it out of plaster, which I did. But then I decided to take it one step further. And I made a maquette, which is a model, of a full-size figure. So I made the big one the same way, out of wood. I cast my head out of doll wax, and I cast my arms and my legs out of the same doll wax. I started doing some sewing, and I decided to enter a bag contest for the fabric place in Cromwell. And I won first prize, and then they entered it into the contest for all the fabric places, and I won over all the different stores. This is silk. The letters are stiffened and sewn on with real glass beads. Tried a few other bags. I tried, for the fun of it, a cigar box type handbag. And I like the idea of doing three-dimensional work, so I raised the kitties off that bag. This one's got brass and copper beads sewn on, and pieces of real copper. And that's a geode. It's copper colored inside. I also, during this time, made a lot of banners for different Christian organizations. They were about 5 feet square. I did them all. I started putting three-dimensional designs on all of them. Some of them got to be quite big and quite heavy. This is from one of the 12 tribes of Israel. I did the first initial letter raised with real garnet stones and carved shell. I like using the real stones on something. The leaves are all sewn by machine and applied. And this one on one of the other banners, one of the larger banners, it's a sword that I carved. Thank you for coming, and I'd like to be enjoyed working with you in the future and talking to you, and if you have any questions, please give me a call or email me.